Lights flickering across the assembled multitude here in Chicago as they get set to introduce the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls coming off a 117-107 loss to the New Jersey Nets. Michael Jordan had 26 points in the ball game. As you see, Horace Grant lead the Chicago Bulls on now in his third year out of Clemson. He'll be followed out there by Scottie Pippen, 6'8", 210 from Central Arkansas, the 87 grad now in his third year of NBA action. Bill Cartwright, 7'1", 245 now in his 11th year out of San Francisco, the 1979 grad from that university. From Notre Dame, 6'2", in his 7th year, John Paxson. Paxson playing the point this year, and Michael Jordan moving to the off guard. Guard, 6'6", 195, Michael Jordan from North Carolina, the 85 grad, of the third pick in 1984, coming out, leading the league in scoring, 37.8, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals. And the head coach is Phil Jackson, the former North Dakota grad, beaten by his former mentor, Bill Fitch, last night at the Meadowlands in New Jersey. And Supersonics here and lead in the season series between these two ball clubs.
Well, of course, one of the other factors we need to talk about is that this game is going to have to be one with the team defensive concept, as we've stressed here early in the season. That's what it really takes, and the Sonics did that for, well, basically 5 of the overtimes and 3 of the quarters, but they really let down in that third period, which allowed the Milwaukee Bucks to force it into overtime. And it's going to take a lot of work here to do a job on Michael Jordan, so it must have good team defense, good rotations when they go after the double on Michael.
Horace Grant and McKee after the tap. It's won by the Sonics. McMillan with a lob pass rimward, and McKee just took it and slammed it home, and the Sonics quickly on top 2-0. We're just in the way here in the first quarter. Paxson with the ball outside. Jordan, remember, averaged 19 a game in the 2 games against the Sonics last year. He's double teamed out on the wing on top to Paxson, nearly walked off the Cartwright screen. A fader from 18 and nailed it. John Paxson averaging 10 points per ball game. Back come the Sonics in a hurry. McMillan to McDaniel. Backs down. Corkscrew hopper off the end line. Pressured by Jordan. Hit the side of the glass. Jordan with a rebound. Michael across midcourt. Veers to the lane. Out it goes to Paxson. Open for the pump off the baseline. He nailed it. Paxson 2 for 2, and the Sonics trail 4-2 early. McMillan heads the other way. Jordan, you can see with a conscious effort to get everybody involved. Down low on the block, it's McKee. Turns, faces Grant. Now he's double teamed, flips it outside to Ellis. Ellis free throw line left, out to McDaniel, wide here at the near side. They drop it low to Nate. Nate backing down, trying to post up Paxson. Can out to X. Nice windmill dribble into the lane. Rolls up a banker that falls.
They also got hit by Michael Jordan. They weren't about to call the foul on him.
4-4 is the score. Jordan will head the other way. Michael Jordan inside the near hash mark. Immediately the Sonics double team, and here's McDaniel at 6'6½", tapping the ball away from Jordan and out of bounds as Michael tried to jump pass into the lane.
And already, well, there was a switch defensively. Michael Cage started the game out on Horace Grant. Now they've gone back to McKee on Grant, but they'll do a lot of switching.
High post is Grant. They challenge him for a 17-footer. Grant obliges and nails it. Grant with 2. Keep in mind the Bulls have only shot better than 50% once this year in their 5 ball games. They are 3-2 for the year. Ellis with the ball, quarter-court right side. Ball tapped away, I think, by Grant. Picked up by Paxson. Ahead of Jordan. Look out, here he comes sweeping in. He's tied up and fouled. Basket will not count as it was tapped in after the fact. Foul picked up by McMillan since Jordan to the line.
Well, it's really a helpless situation. See right inside, the ball tipped away as Grant reached in and got a hand on it, knocked it away. But I think that Nate does the smart thing here. Don't let Michael get a dunk. Get in his way. That's exactly right. If you're going to have to take the foul, do it. Don't let him get that dunk and get this crowd turned on.
Jordan's free throw is up. It is good. Jordan shooting 85% a year ago. He's up to 87% this year. His shot is up. It is good. And the Bulls lead by the score of 8-4. 10:24 to go, first quarter play. McMillan covered by Paxson. Anticipating the double team over to Ellis for a 3-pointer out of the wing. It rims off, followed up and in by Michael Cage. Inside, he had position on Cartwright. 8-6 the scores. The Bulls have the lead in the leather, and Jordan drives down the far side. Pulls up head of the key. Long cast off the mark. Smothered in there by McMillan and Cage. Cage pulls it free. Gets it out to McMillan. Runs down the far side. Slips it over to X-Man. X covered by Pippen. On top to Ellis. Starts up on Jordan. Gets by him into the lane. Rolls up the underhand. Finger roll. It won't fall, but was fouled inside. It's on Jordan.
That's the one thing I really liked about Dale this season. He is really looking to go to the basket a lot more and not just be content to pull up and take that outside jumper. And what that's going to do, Kevin, throughout the course of the season, is going to make his outside shot that much more readily available to him, because when he has the threat of the drive, a guy has to play him honest, and you can't just play right up on him because he would be reluctant to drive. So I really like to see that in Dale.
Ellis hits the free throw. 8-7 the score with 9:53 to go in the first quarter of play. Dale Ellis coming off a 14 of 17 performance from the line in his 53-point career high performance a couple of nights ago. Hits the second one. Cartwright looking for man on the inbounds as McMillan had guarded Paxson in backcourt. Pippen will take it across midcourt. Scottie Pippen, the third-year pro from Central Arkansas. 8-8 the score. 9:45 to go first quarter. Jordan launches a long one. Inline right to Pippen. Covered on a switch by Cage. Pippen outside to Paxson. That leaves X-Man, or actually McMillan, 6'5" on Cartwright inside, and they immediately flip it low to Cartwright and draw the second foul on Nate McMillan. Phil Jackson didn't waste much time in calling that one down low, did he?
No, but I thought Nate did a good job of getting in front and could have easily gotten away with that one. He didn't think that he committed the foul, obviously, but now that gets Sedale Threed into the game.
The former Bull. Chicago ball inbounds. Paxson off the screen outside. Paxson is hot. He's hit 3 for 3. 6 for Paxson. Back come the Sonics. Long lead pass to McDaniel. Broken up by Jordan. Picked up by Pippen to Paxson. Sonics fill the lane. McKee, Threed, Cage, and Ellis down there as Pippen circles out to the near wing. 10-8 the score. Bulls lead. Grant, the trailer, takes the 18-footer, rolls off a flat shot. McKee bobbles the ball. Now comes away with a rebound. Sonics trail here by 2 at 10-8 with 9:02 to go in the first quarter. Threed steers the ball off to the near side. Left to right hand dribble, pulls up, outside it comes to Ellis. Ellis over to McDaniel at the far flank, covered by Pippen, drops it low to Cage. Faces up on Cartwright, baseline fader, good. Michael Cage. Cage with 4.
They got to get Michael a little more involved in the offense. They kind of forgot about him in the game against Milwaukee.
10-10 the score, 8:45 to go first quarter. Jordan out of the wing, missed this one terribly short. Rebound comes to McKee. Jordan coming up a 26-point performance when he was 8 of 22 against Jersey at 4 in the first half. Back from the Sonics. McDaniel with a sweeping reverse jam. What a play. And again, the Sonics beat that Chicago defense back.
Well, that's what they try to do, push it up. And if Chicago's going to be slow getting back, they'll get opportunities like that one.
Sonics take the lead 12-10. Down low, it's Pippen. Takes Cage to the baseline. He comes up with a reverse jack-in-the-box jam. Back come the Sonics. 3 ahead of McDaniel. Taps it away from Jordan into the lane. He'll go over Pippen. Rolled it up short. Back come the Chicago Bulls. Here's Jordan on the inline, sweeping in past Cage. A nice step to the glass, banks it up and in.
And that's where, see, you have to be careful if you get a quick up-tempo, wide-open game. Michael is so dangerous in the open court.
Bulls lead at 14-12. 3 with it, far flank, down low to X. Backs on Pippen, bumps, fade away. Hopper from the inline, missed it. Rebound comes to Jordan. Outlet pass to Paxson, he didn't see it. Picked up by 3. 4 on 2 the other way, out to Ellis, off the flank. 18-foot drifter gone. Dale now with 4. 14-14 the score, 7:40 to go in the first quarter play. Here comes Scottie Pippen the other way. Pippen off to the far flank, looking for Jordan on top, who's 1 of 3 here in the early going. Grant with the ball, got caught in the air, didn't know where to go with it. Gave it out on the wing to Pippen. Pippen fakes left, moves right, draws the double team, out to Grant, ducks under the lunging Ellis, and hit a circus jump shot.
And he sure did, because that was excellent defense by the Sonics. They rotated and did a great job, and it was just a tough shot.
Grant with 4. Bulls lead at 16-14. Threed on top, covered by Paxson. They swing it to X, baseline jump shot. Rims off to the weak side. Cage snatches it. Turns, lobs it inside again to X. Tapped away by Cartwright. Picked up by Grant, ahead to Jordan. Nice lead pass, a breaking Pippen. Up and in with the leaner with the left hand off glass. Pippen with 4. Bulls lead it by 4. 18-14. Cage with it again now, breaking into forecourt. On top it comes to Ellis. Covered closely by Jordan. Taps it away. Michael with a steal, and Ellis reaching in to push him for the foul.
Now, Michael's showing you why he's been one of the outstanding defensive players in the league. He had exceptionally quick hands that time.
Bulls lead at 18-14. Timeout on the floor. Back in a moment here on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. 27 remaining in the first quarter. If you're anxious to see Michael Jordan and the Bulls when they face the Sonics in Seattle on November 18th and you don't already have a ticket, there is still hope. Ticket packages are available right now. Sonic representatives are waiting for your call at 206-281-5800. Sonics shooting 54% on 6 of 11. Chicago 8 of 11, 72%. 4 turnovers to the Sonics. Chicago with 1. Here come the Bulls, and Paxson off to the near flank. Paxson looking low, flipping it down there to Cartwright, who muscles his way to the glass, up with a left-hand leaner, and rolls off. Rebound Cage, tapped away from behind by Jordan. Look out. They muscle for the ball, and it comes free to 3. Guns it ahead to X, to the breaking Ellis, off the wing. Fakes right, moves left, beats Pippen to the glass, but his layup won't go. Tapped and controlled inside by Cartwright. Back come the Bulls. Pippen with it, steering it up the center of the court. Over it goes to Jordan. Jordan with a pass inside to the cutter. Pippen shot rejected inside by McKee and picked up by Cage. What a beauty by Derek. Cage out ahead to X. 2-on-2. Breaks down into the wing. Backs Paxson off. Rolls up the lane. There he goes.
Derek's limping a little bit. I don't know if he turned his ankle or he got banged in the leg or something, but he is hobbling a bit.
X-Man now with a half dozen as McKee picks up Grant down on the low blocks. Jordan handling the ball along the near sideline. 18-16, Bulls lead. Out to Pippen for a three. Look out, the Sonics go about Scottie Pippen and the three-pointers. He beat him last year on a three-pointer at the buzzer, and he nails this one. Pippen now with 7. Three pulls up the other way. A long 15-foot cast is good for Cedeo. 21-18 the score. It's a 3-point Chicago lead. 5:29 to go first quarter. Well played first quarter. Jordan slashes into the lane. Ball stripped out of his hands by Ellis, but picked up by Pippen. Out on top to Paxson. Backs down on 3. Now retreats and a back pedal. Paxson looking low for Cartwright. Has position low. Gets the ball. Cartwright does. They look for the double team. Flip it out to Pippen for another 3. He reloads and he nails it. Pippen now with 10. Sonics paying for the double down.
That's twice. The rotation didn't work very well.
24-18. Sonics trail by 6. The largest Bull lead. McDaniel near side. Jeff stepping on Pippen. Backs him down. Outside to Ellis. Beats Jordan to the end line. Now they get chest to chest. Out it comes to McDaniel near side. With 7 on the shot clock. X lobs it over Jordan. Inside Ellis. A beautiful pass by McDaniel. And Ellis converts for his 6th point.
And they could have got Cartwright for an illegal defense. Still, Cartwright was guarding no one in the middle, and he still didn't help.
24-20, 4.5 minutes to go first quarter. Jordan with a pass over to Paxson. Looking low for Cartwright. Was he held? Steve Javi comes in with a whistle. He says, yes, he was. Foul on Michael Cage's first. 4th team foul on the Sonics here at the 4:34 mark of the first quarter of play. 24-20, the Bulls lead the Sonics.
Okay, because of the great percentage the Bulls are shooting, they'll come back to earth.
Grab the ball on the inbound from the head of the key, rolls in left of the lane, pushes up a right-hander, and it goes. Grant now with a half dozen in the ball game. 26-20, 4.5 minutes remaining first quarter. With it, Ellis over to X-Man off the Cage screen, raises 18-footer, a flat shot, skips off. Grant with a rebound. Out it comes to Paxson. Hustles forecourt right. All green in the lane, though. 3 covering Paxson. Paxson giving to Pippen in the corner. Covered by X. Down low to Cartwright. Paxson on Cage. Muscles his way to the glass. Up with the left-hander. Won't go. Following it up is Grant, who leaned back, threw it up with his back to the basket, and banked it in. Grant with 8 big points in the first quarter. 28-20, the Bulls have their largest lead of 8. Down low, 3 to X. Backs, turns, gets Jordan in the air. Rolls one up, missed it. Inside, it's tapped away by Grant into the hands of 3. Reed back outside with 22 on the shot clock. Skips it to X. Beats Jordan on a quick look at the hoop. Jordan, beaten, had to reach around and commits the foul. 2nd on Michael.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. It's amazing to me how many times the Sonics miss those shots when they get into the basket. They'll miss the layup. X missed them. And even in the exhibition season, they're missing a ton of those. They start getting those to drop in, which you should be making. They're going to really be tough.
Time out on the floor. The Bulls 28, Sonics 20. Back in a moment here on the Sonics Broadcasting Network.
Shoot contest at your Puget Sound Jeep Eagle dealers. A great vehicle.
28-20 the score. Sonics trail Chicago's largest lead with 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Sonics shooting 9 of 17, 53%. Cage on the inbounds. Tippy toes to the in line, trying to flare a pass out to McKee. Read by Grant and tapped away out of bounds.
Well, thanks to those 2 3-point shots by Scottie Pippen, the Bulls have run off 10-4 in the last 2 minutes. They need to get McKee in the offense here a little bit.
Down low on the inbounds. 3 giving it to Ellis. Ellis back to 3. Long jump shot. Good out of the corner. Sedale now with 4. Sonics now shooting 10 of 18. Chicago at the break was 12 of 17. 70%. X is 3 of 9 here in the early going. 28-22. Backdoor lob pass into Grant. McKee met him up there, but they made contact, and I bet McKee gets the foul, and I win the bet. That's his first.
Take a look at that one again. Here you see the lob pass. There you see Grant made the back cut against Derek, and Derek got caught a half a step and bang with the body.
And the boos you hear for Brad Sellers getting set to come in.
Another shot at it. You can see it was an obvious foul on the part of Derek, who was beaten when Grant made a good back cut.
Horace Grant to the free throw line. Grant has picked up 8 points on 4 of 5 shooting from the field here in the early going, and he sticks in the free throw. Grant now with 9, 29-22. Sellers getting a hand and some mixed boos. Sellers played for 3 years here in Chicago. Brad Sellers, a 7-footer. And you know the story of Brad. Coming over to Seattle for a first-round draft choice from Chicago this summer. Grant now with 10 here in the ball game as he hits the second free throw. Chicago pressuring the Seattle guards in backcourt. Craig Hodges now in the lineup. on with B.J. Armstrong, the rookie from Iowa.
Got to make some hay right here with Michael on the bench.
30-22 to score, 3:03 to go first quarter. Jordan with 2 fouls. Freed on top, head of the key, covered by the rookie from Iowa out of Chicago. Over it goes to Ellis off the cage screen. The jumper away, rims off, rebound Cartwright. Cartwright with a long pass to midcourt, picked up by Ellis, saved in, bounced to Threed. He's got a 3-on-1 over to Dale. A bounce pass to Cage in the lane, lays it up good. Michael's fouled. He stepped to the line.
Now, that's twice now the Sonics have been very alert on a long lead pass on the break to pick it off. This time they have a chance for a 3-point play as they capitalize on it. There you see the excellent anticipation on the part of Dale Ellis with a good save into Threed. And now watch the good bounce pass. Boom, right there. Bounce pass was the play to make right there. Otherwise, there's no way that the ball would have gotten past Cartwright. Excellent choice that time.
That is a difficult catch to make for a big guy on the move, isn't it, Rick?
Well, not if the pass is thrown properly, Kevin. If you bounce it properly so that it comes up to at least waist level, you don't want to throw a low pass around the ankles to a big man. But it's also a very difficult pass for a big guy like Cartwright to get down to defend against.
Free throw by Cage off the mark. The Chicago Bulls clear the rebound. They led by 8. It's down to 6. 2:36 to go. Here's a pass in backcourt to Hodges. Broken up by Ellis. Beautifully saved and bounced to Sellers at midcourt. He'll leave it for 3. Sonics want to set up. Cartwright now settles in as the Bulls fill the lane. Ellis down low. Cage with a nice pass to the cutter. McKee up with the left hand off glass. What a play. McKee with 4. The Bulls lead is 30-26 now with 2:17 to go in the first quarter. The Sonic defense has really been troublesome for the Bulls at midcourt. Hodges now with the ball outside, picks up his dribble, bounces low to Cartwright. Cartwright backs up with the leading left hand. It's good. Cartwright with his first 2. Back come the Sonics. Threed pushes it up on a sprint by Armstrong to the glass, lays it up. Sedale now with 6. 32-28. Back comes B.J. Armstrong, who was just singed that time by Threed. Armstrong on top to Pippen. A mix-up of some sort. Cartwright out there to get it. It glances off his hands. Sonics come the other way. Ellis with it to Threed. Diagonal pass right of the lane to McKee. Down low. Cage on the blocks. Works inside. Leans by Pippen up and good with the left hand.
Well, they're doing what they have to do. They've cut into that lead dramatically here. 6 points they've cut off with Michael on the bench.
Cage is 4 for 4 from the field, and Phil Jackson wants a timeout down on the Chicago end with the Bulls leading it here 32-30. Are tied at 4-4, and the Sonics converting on 3 of those 4 to catch up here after they fell down 8. Minute 26 to go first quarter. 32-30 is the count. Sonics have outscored the Bulls 10-4 in the last minute and a half. Here's a shot baseline right by Armstrong, off the mark, picked up by McKee, out to Threed. Look at him gallop down the road. He comes, pulls up right of the lane, out to Dale beyond the 3-point mark. Won't take it. Over to Threed, down low to McKee, lost it, picks it up in the end line, takes Cartwright into the low block, outside to Threed, back down to Derrick. 8 on the shot clock, tried to skip it over to Ellis, but he stopped as he was sprinting toward the end line, and that pass intended on the baseline went out of bounds. 32-30 to score with 58 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. Here come the Chicago Bulls. Craig Hodges with it, near side. Slips it inside to Pippen. Ball tapped away and out of bounds off Pippen's foot. Good play by Sellers to come over there. 5th turnover by the Chicago Bulls. Back come the Sonics with it, 32-30. Chicago leading. Sonics can tie it here. With it right to the keys, McKee. Down low to Ellis. Turns, fires. This one won't go. Followed up by Sellers on the second try. It's good. Sellers with 2. 32 all the score with 31 seconds remaining in the first quarter. B.J. Armstrong with it. Sidearm baseball pass to Pippen, right of the key. Hands off to Cartwright. High post right of the lane. He was looking for Pippen to sprint to the end line and threw him by him out of bounds. Both teams now with 5 turnovers. Dana Barros will come in for the Seattle Supersonics.
And now they play for the last shot with 22 seconds left. And outstanding job by Sedale Threed coming in when Nate got in foul difficulty.
32-32 with 17 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. Sonics have come from 8 down to tie it here. McKee with a pass inside to Ellis. Broken up by Hodges. They chase it to the corner. They battle for it. Did Dale get it off Hodges' foot, or did it go off Dale's? It went off Ellis's foot. It will be Chicago basketball. 8 seconds remaining, first quarter play. 32-32 the score. Grant will bring it in bounds. Here comes Craig Hodges across midcourt. Picked up by Ellis. Over it goes to Pippen. Fakes right, moves left. Here he comes into the lane. Gets to Cartwright as he drew the defense, and Cartwright lays it in. Cartwright with 4 as time expires here in the first quarter. Bulls lead at 34-32. Back in a moment here on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Time for station identification on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Along with Rick Berry, this is Kevin Calabro. The Sonics rallied from 8 down to tie, but the Bulls on a nice drive by Pippen and a give to Cartwright and a score. Now taking a lead as we head here to the second quarter, 34-32. Bulls have Stacey King, the rookie from Oklahoma, now in the lineup. We'll set the lineups for you at the next break. Armstrong pushes it on top to Craig Hodges. Hodges back to Pippen near side. Rocker steps right, takes it left, gives to Hodges. A three in the air, rolls off, rebound Michael Cage. Sonics have a chance to tie it here with 11.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. McMillan along with Barros at the guards. Dana outside, covered by Armstrong. Over to Sellers. Sellers covered by King. Takes him into the lane. Rolls up a running right-hander. Banks short. X beats Cartwright for the rebound. Backs up on an 8-foot banker that rolls short and was fouled on the play. Will go to the line for two.
Well, nice move inside that time on the part of X-Men to get that rebound. But I like the drive to the basket on the part of Sellers. He's very capable of doing that. You sometimes forget he's 7 feet tall. He has such terrific mobility. But Kevin, I think where the Sonics missed at the end of that first quarter, and Ernie was very upset, is they had a chance to definitely either be tied or take the lead going into the second period. And with the costly turnover and then the poor defense down the other end, they wound up trailing by 2. But they did a great job of taking advantage of the Bulls with Michael Jordan out of the game. They cut into an 8-point lead, and now they have a chance to tie it again.
Sean Kemp now in the lineup. The 19-year-old from Elkhart, Indiana, didn't play a lick against Milwaukee. Dana Barros in the lineup along with Nate McMillan. Bill Cartwright is checked out, and in is come Horace Grant for the Chicago Bulls. That'll be an interesting matchup between those two. McDaniel hits both free throws. Sonics pressure the ball in backcourt. McDaniel picking up Pippen as he comes across the midcourt stripe. We're tied at 34 all with a minute gone here in the second quarter. This has been an excellent game. Pippen on top to B.J. Armstrong. Down low to King. Funded by Cap. Tapped away by Sean. Picked up by King. Outside it comes to Hodges. They move it over here to the near side to Pippen. Steps right. Takes it left. Inside he comes. Tapped away by McMillan. Good play by Nate. Off Pippen's leg out of bounds. It'll be Sonic ball.
Exactly. Good defensive help. That's what you had to do. You got to try and shut the middle down. Don't let them get all the way to the basket.
Minute gone in the second quarter play. The Sonics in the first quarter shooting 58% on 15 of 26, while Chicago was 14 of 20, 70%. Sonics out-rebounded the Bulls 11-6, and they were tied in turnovers at 6-6 after the first quarter. Barros left to the key. Up fake on Armstrong. Got him in the air. Measures a 15-footer. Missed it short. Pippen skies in for the rebound. Breaks away on a 3-on-3. Pippen into the lane. Sky walking to the iron. Finger holds it up and in.
Got to stop the man with the ball.
Pippen with a dozen. 36-34. Bulls on top by a deuce. 10.5 minutes to go in the second period. From Chicago, McMillan covered by Hodges outside. Over to Sellers. Takes Pippen to the inline. Double teamed. Off to Kemp. Goes and glides to the glass and slams one home. Nice give and go.
Well, I like that young man. I still didn't get a chance to talk to Bernie to find out why he didn't play him against Milwaukee. I was curious about that.
36 all with 10 minutes remaining in the second period. Armstrong out to the far flank, covered by Barros. On top it comes to Pippen. Pippen left of the lane, pulls up, hands off to Hodges, picked up out there on a switch by Barros. Hodges tosses over him, down low to King, backs and turns on Kemp. Kemp got a piece of the ball. They're going to call a foul on Sean Kemp down in the in line. King missed a shot. Will get a chance at 2 at the line. Boy, that was just incidental contact.
Well, I'll tell you, he had nothing but the ball. He was out of position, but he reached in, had nothing but the ball. It looked awkward. Now, a lot of times the calls are made because of the way that they look, not necessarily as to what actually did happen.
Stacey King, everybody's All-American a year ago when he played for Billy Tubbs at Oklahoma. He was the 6th pick in the draft, averaging 6 points, 5 rebounds. Shooting 68% from the line, but don't tell him that. Not this trip up there. He hits the first. Scottie Pippen checks out, and in will come Charles Davis, the 8th-year pro from Vanderbilt.
Hey, a surprise. Michael Jordan has gotten a lot of rest here, right?
Yes, he has.
If that's 2 fouls, I guess Phil Jackson doesn't want to get him in serious foul difficulty early in this game.
King's second toss is up and off the mark, and the Sonics clear the rebound. McMillan will head it across midcourt. Sonics trail by 1. Barros trapped on the inline. Double team, gives off to X, runs into the lane, and sweeps up a running right-hander.
Well, that's a great pass by Barros. Both he and Kemp just do not look like rookies out there.
McDaniel with 10. 38-37. The Sonics rally from 8 down late in the first quarter to take a lead here with 9.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. B.J. Armstrong outside. High post left of the lane to King. Pump fakes, but Kemp all over him. King turned away. Hands off to B.J. Inside, works off the King screen and nails a jump shot. B.J. Armstrong with his first 2. Back on the Sonics. McMillan, a long lead pass to Sellers. Outraces the ball to the inline. Catches it. Turns. 18-foot pumper. Good! Brad Sellers with 4 in the game.
I'd like to see Brad have a great game.
I would too. He needs it. He's played well for the Sonics. 8 points, 5 rebounds. Down low, he really battles Grant as Grant gets an entry pass. Double teamed. Out he goes to Davis, who makes the Sonics again pay for the double down. He nailed a long catch.
I tell you, they're going to come back down to earth. That was not a good shot. It happened to go in. That's going to level out before this game's over.
Davis does not make his living shooting out there. Barros with the ball at the far flank. Down low it goes to Kemp. Double team, faces up on King. Head and shoulder fake, an air ball. Rebound pulled free by Davis. 41-40. The Bulls lead by 1. 8:45 to go, second quarter play. B.J. Armstrong glides the other way, hands off to Charles Davis, covered by X. Davis, high post, left of the lane to Grant. Outside to Hodges. Over it goes to Armstrong. Sets up, won't take it. Down low to King. Turnaround popper. This won't go. And McMillan skies again for another rebound. Nate races across midcourt. Shoulder high dribble. Pumps a beautiful pass. Inline left to X. Got the Bulls in the air. Drew the foul and banked it in.
Sonics are executing very well offensively, getting good opportunities. That's why they shot the high percentage. And again, the Bulls have hit some very difficult shots as Michael Jordan comes back into the game. You know, one thing as you see right now, the good pass inside, the good pump fake got the guys in the paratrooper club, and they paid the price. You usually have to pay your dues when you join that club.
All right, break out your ripcord. Sonics lead at 42-41. Timeout on the floor. Back in a moment from Chicago on the Sonics broadcast. The way to see Michael Jordan and the Bulls on November 18th in Seattle is by purchasing a Sonic ticket package right now. Sonic representatives are waiting for your call at 206-281-5800. 42-41, Sonics by 1 with 8:21 to go here in the second quarter. McDaniel at the line.
Well, I like the way the Sonics are playing right now. They did what they had to do. They outscored the Bulls by now, well, 10 points. And Michael Jordan on the bench. He's back in right now. Now all they have to do is figure out a way to play him a little bit better when Michael's in the game.
McDaniel now up to 13 points in the game as he hits the free throw. The Sonics in the early going of the second quarter, 4 of 6, 67%. Bulls 3 of 5, 60%. Bench scoring, Sonics have outscored Chicago 12-5. Here's another Chicago turnover. This will be their 8th of the ball game as B.J. Armstrong just threw it by a man down on the end line. That's happened a couple of times now for the Chicago Bulls, who've been disrupted by that Sonic defense.
Put good pressure on and then playing the angles, fronting guys, and making it difficult to drop it in.
43-41, Sonics by 2. Their largest lead. McMillan drops it low to Kemp. Turns on King. Races to the end line. Pulls up. This shot short. McMillan skies it for the rebound and gets the putback basket. Line play by Nate, who's been busy on both ends of the glass. 45-41. 7:41 to go, second quarter. Davis with it. On top to Armstrong. Back to Davis. Long jump shot. Oh, he aired that one out, and Kemp comes away with it. Outlet pass to Ellis. Beats the lunging Jordan across midcourt. Here he comes, but the Bulls settle back in the lane. McMillan beyond the three-point stripe. Races to the glass. Beat Jordan. Ball tapped away. Picked up by Kemp. He'll roll it up and in.
Great play by Nate because Michael was wanting to get back to Ellis real quick. He looked over, and as he did that, Nate right by him. Good, smart play.
Sonics have rallied from 8 down at the tail end of the first quarter to take a 6-point lead, their largest spread. 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Jordan hands off to Armstrong. Hippity hop dribble up to the lane. Steps between people. Shot rejected by Kemp. What a beauty. And it goes out of bounds. It'll be Chicago ball.
Well, I tell you, that's not a rookie. I guarantee you. He came from the weak side, made a great defensive play. He's done a good job in the short stint in there. Excellent playing on the part of Sean Kemp. There you see again. There he comes. See in the back of your screen. Came from the weak side over there to make the block. Just hit it a little too hard to knock it out of bounds.
47-41. Paxson out of the wing. Jump shot away. He nailed it. Paxson had 6 quick points in the first quarter of play. He's 4 for 4 from the field. 47-43. Paxson trying to put some pressure on McMillan, but wisely McKee hangs up there to screen for him, and the Sonics are free and clear. Four-court right. 14 seconds on the shot clock. X out on the far wing, picks up his dribble, hands off to Sellers, fakes left, moves right on Grant, beats him to the end line, up with the leaning left hand, won't go, got his rebound, sticks it up and in, is fouled, and Brad will go back to the line.
Good hustle on the part of Brad. He got trapped, was behind the basket, tried to throw up an impossible shot, but wisely tracked it down.
For those of you watching on television, let's take a look at that play again. This perfect copy of the play is brought to you by Savin Copiers. Follow the leaders to Savin.
Well, you saw what he did. He didn't have any chance to make the shot, so he just threw it up and hit the glass, and he quickly went right after it, got it back, and a chance now for the three-point play.
Sonics have controlled the glass. They've been eating it. 18-8. They've out-rebounded the Chicago Bulls by 10. Here's Brad Sellers to the line.
Seattle also getting some good offense off the bench.
Brad's free throw is off the mark. A long rebound, kicks free, and Pippen comes away with it. 49-43. The Sonics lead is 6. 6:22 to go. Second quarter play from Chicago here at the sold-out stadium. 94th straight sellout. 18,676. Paxson drops it low to Grant. Oh, you can hear it from here. Did they give it to number 2 Sellers at 31 McKee? I think Brad had him.
And they're going to call it on McKee.
It's too bad because that's his second. Horace Grant will step to the stripe. Phil Jackson, Chicago Bulls, 6'10", 215. What's been the difference between Collins' Chicago Bulls and Jackson's Chicago Bulls in 5 games already this year?
Well, I think that Chicago's trying to play a much more up-tempo game. They really are trying trying to accentuate the running aspect of the game to give these great athletes an opportunity to be in open court situations much more readily, to try to flow right into their offense so that they don't go to the set quite as frequently. Players seem to enjoy it, but it still boils down to Michael has got to have big games for this team to win, at least momentarily, until some of their rookies hopefully blossom for them. Let's hope it's not tonight, though.
Exactly. Horace Grant getting both free throws. The Sonics lead them 6 trim to 4. 6:05 to go, second quarter. McMillan backs Paxson down 4 court left over to Ellis, who's been quiet. Dale was 6 in the first quarter. Ellis out on top to McMillan. Out it goes to X, down low on the blocks to Sellers, looks over the right shoulder, spins to his left. Nice reverse pivot, draws the foul on Pippen. I tell you, Brad's pulling out all the tricks tonight.
Well, he's playing some very intelligent basketball out there, and he did what so many players are reluctant to do. When you make a good fake and get a guy out of position, you try to avoid the contact. Now here he goes with a good move to the baseline, got Pippen out of the way, then another good fake, draws him into the paratrooper club, and wisely allows the contact to be made as Pippen was coming forward. Nice play on the part of Sellers.
First foul on Pippen, Bulls' 4th team foul. The Sonics are at 2 with 5:52 to go in the second period of play. The Sonics a better free throw shooting team than they were a year ago, due in large part to the emergence of this man, Brad Sellers, who's been an 85%er, or was last year with Chicago. Sonics as a team shooting 76%.
You know what they're going to need to do with McKee? He's having a tough time getting any position down low against Cartwright, because Cartwright is certainly much bigger and stronger than Derek. Is get him outside a little bit, face up against Cartwright, and he can cause some problems for him.
Sellers hits the second free throw. 8 now for Brad. 51-45. 5:46 to go, second period. Here's Paxson, inline right, down low to Pippen. Pippen backs on Sellers, looks over the right shoulder, reverse pivot, fader. He missed it over the 7-foot Sellers, and McKee skies in for the rebound. McKee covered by Grant in backcourt, beats him across midcourt, pumps it cross court to Ellis, beats the lunging Jordan into the lane. Here comes Dale. Did he draw a foul? He did. He missed the running right-hander, but will go to the line for 2.
Remind all of you fans out there that this game is being broadcast on television on Prime Sports Northwest, cable channel 6, and on the Sonics radio network, including flagship station AM 95 KJR.
Or you can hear Calling All Sports, hosted by Bob Blackburn, Monday through Friday from 6 until 10 o'clock. It's the new talk show in Seattle, and boy, is it catching fire.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. We also had to do that because we're going to make sure we keep Kim Ackerley happy. We want her to be depressed back there in Seattle, right?
You, of course, are going to be on that Calling All Sports show on Wednesday or Thursday of next week. Consult your radio directory. Ellis missing the first free throw. Here comes the second one. 69 minutes for Dale. So did X. X set a record as well of 68 minutes. Set back in 1951. Dolph Shades had that record. Ellis hits the second free throw. Dale now up to 7 in the game. 52-45. Sonics lead their largest of 7. 5:19 to go, second quarter. Jordan with the ball outside. He's been quiet. Races to the end line. Covered by Ellis. Lost his dribble and went out of bounds. Did Jordan last touch it? He did. Sonics will take it on yet another Chicago turnover. Their 9th here of the ball game. Good defense by Dale Ellis. Sonics have a chance at a 9-point spread. They lead it 52-45. 5 minutes remaining. Second period. McMillan covered by Paxson. Backs it down over to Ellis. Coming off the Cage screen. Had the jumper. Didn't take it. Hands off to Cage. End line left. He's double teamed. Back to Dale with 8 on the shot clock. Ellis to Cage. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Dale. Got to take a 3. He will. This one looks good. It is not. It rims off high, and McMillan beats Paxson for the rebound. He reloads. Tried to pump it low to McKee. Tapped out of bounds by a Bull. It'll be Sonic basketball. In this quarter, Chicago with 3 turnovers, the Sonics with none. Sonics had 6 turnovers in the first quarter, but the difference here has been rebounding. Sonics really doing it on Chicago. Ellis on the inbounds, fades on an 18-footer. It skips off. Rebound comes to Pippen. 52-45, 4.5 minutes to go. Second period, Pippen pumps it over to Paxson, near side, looking low. Is Cartwright, fronted by Cage. They come out here, free throw line left to Grant, makes the pass inside, takes the long jump shot off the mark. Jordan beaten from behind from X, tapped the ball out of bounds. It'll be Sonic ball. Well, Jordan is really being frustrated here. 4 points. Rick?
Dale's doing a nice job individually against him. Of course, he got 2 early fouls and sat out a lot of time in the end of the first quarter and into the second.
Jordan has only attempted 3 shots. He's hit 1 of those. Sonics have outscored Chicago 13-4 in the last 4 minutes. 52-45. 4:12 to go. Forecourt left is McMillan. Covered by Paxson. Beats him to the glass. Rolls off the running right-hander. It goes for Nate. I tell you, McMillan has been busy on both ends of the floor defensively and has chipped in with 4 points.
Phil Jackson's going to have to call a timeout quick if they don't score.
Paxson guns it low to Grant. The ball was tapped away cleanly from behind by Cage. It appeared anyway, but Dick Bavetta comes in with a foul call, and this one will be on Xavier McDaniel.
Foul's on Xavier McDaniel, his first, team's third.
First on X, third team foul. Horace Grant, whose twin brother Harvey, plays for the Washington Bullets.
They're
Are
off to a
playing his
good
ball.
start.
Yes, they are.
Isn't it the league? What's happening? And the Pacers making that Central Division tough. It's a lot of exciting things happening in the league.
Indiana coming from 18 down to beat Miami with a 4-0 record. You knew I had a hint that Washington was going to be a better club this year. John Williams is an outstanding basketball player. Grant's second toss-up, it is good. 14 now for Grant. He leads all scorers in this contest. 54-47. The Sonics lead is 7. 3:40 to go, second quarter. With it is McMillan. Hipping hop dribble into the lane. Leans one up with a running right hand, but he fended off Cartwright with the left hand. That's a good foul. That's called on McMillan, who's straight on Cartwright.
Yeah, well, he got a little over anxious offensively because Cartwright was standing right up and went up in the air, and what Nate needed to do then was just take it as far as he could and then just extend beyond Cartwright and force Cartwright to have to reach with his arms. And by throwing the left arm out, he got called for the offensive foul. It was a justifiable call.
It's a 7-point lead for the Sonics, who led a moment ago by 9 on the McMillan lay-in. 3 coming in for McMillan, who checks out with 3 fouls. 3:40 to go, second quarter. Paxson with it outside. Threet reached in, a late whistle. Oh, it's going to be an offensive foul. They're going to call a hooking foul out there. I thought Threet, who had reached from behind on Paxson, was going to draw the foul, but they give it to John.
Yeah, that's a break because I thought that Threet overcommitted.
54-47. Here come the Sonics. They'll take it. 3 with his near side. Yo-yos to dribble, looking right, comes off a McKee screen. Oh, McKee was open on the roll, but Sedale didn't look that way. Now he gives it to McKee. Works on Grant on the open floor, takes him to the end line. Nice play, goes up with a left-hand slammer. It rims off. Grant saves it inbounds. Did he step on the line? He did. Sonic ball.
Yeah, he landed out of bounds before he released the pass is what happened, but that was a great play by Derrick, and unfortunately, another one of those shots that the Sonics should be making. I mean, that was a dunk that he missed.
Dunk in traffic with the left hand. 3:18 to go, second quarter. Reed will bring it in bounds to X. Free throw line left. Jab steps right on Pippen. Pippen holds his ground. X looks low, doesn't like it. 21 on the shot clock. Over to McKee near side. Starts up on Grant. Poke checked away by Horace Grant out of bounds. It'll be Sonic ball. 54-47, 3:10 to go, second period. Jordan with 4 points here tonight. He had 4 in the first half against Jersey last night in the loss net, 26 for the game. Ellis on the inbounds for McKee. 18-foot, flat shot, rebound, X goes skyward, hammered. The Sonics simply own the boards, and especially that offensive glass, where they've had a number of opportunities.
They're doing a great job using the position to hustle. Now watch as he sneaks into the baseline inside of Pippen, got the perfect inside position, is able to go up and get that offensive board, goes up very strong to try to get the dunk right across the arms, whacked by Cartwright. I believe they called a foul on it. They should have. They call on Pippen.
If it is on Cartwright, it is his third. Foul was on Cartwright, is that right? Yeah,
it should have, because you saw he whacked him right across the right arm. But you noticed how X worked so hard to get inside position against Scotty, and Scotty has to do a better job of screening him off the boards. The Bulls want to hope to get the defensive rebounds.
X hits the first, actually missed them both. He missed both free throws. X now up to 13 points in the ball game. 57-47. Make it 54-47. 2:53 to go, second quarter. Sonics have led by as many as 9. They've trailed by as many as 8. Now that was in the late stages of the first quarter. Paxson with the ball outside, double teamed. Over to Pippen, catches at ankle level. Baseline right, back it comes to Paxson from about 18 feet out at the angle. He missed the shot, and Kemp, who's checked into the lineup, comes skyward with a rebound. Sonics now have 22 rebounds, about rebounded Chicago 22-11. 54-47, 3 with the ball near point. Wags it left, takes it right, and a push foul on Paxson. Second on John Paxson. The Sonics will go to the line. They're in the bonus.
And of course, you know that it's no surprise the Sonics out-rebounding Chicago. They've out-rebounded all of their opponents so far this season.
Timeout on the floor. The Sonics lead by 7.
Albertson's honorary ball kit at a Sonics game this year. If you're between the ages of 8 and 14, you can pick up an entry at displays of Coca-Cola at Western Washington Albertsons today. A good opportunity to be a Coca-Cola Albertsons honorary ball kit at one of the Sonic games. Do it tomorrow, not tonight.
Sonics free throw shooting has not been good tonight. 8 of 13 attempts at the line, and 3 misses this one. The Bulls, by contrast, are 7 of 8 from the line here tonight. Sonics with 7 turnovers, Chicago with 10. Reed shot is up. This one rolls off. Oh my, the Sonics have got to hit their free throws. Sonics in the second quarter, 7 of 17, 41%. Chicago 4 of 11, 36%. 47, Chicago, 54 Sonics. They've led by as many as 9, the Sonics have. 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Grant with the ball out high, covered by the 19-year-old Kemp. Grant backs him down, swerves right, takes a left, shot blocked by Sean. Sean tries to keep it alive. Grant beats him, goes up, lays it up with the right hand and missed it. And Kemp really belted him to change the trajectory of that shot. The foul will be picked up by Sean. That's his first.
Now tell me that this is a rookie. I mean, look at what he did. He made a great block, and Horace was so lucky as Kemp came over to try to make another block on him. He was so lucky that the ball bounced back into his hand because it was great defense on the part of Sean Kemp. And look at the hustle and the energy that this young man has.
Boy, and again, I just didn't see much contact as we had the benefit of the replay there. He had a lot of ball and very, very little body on Horace Grant, who nonetheless will go to the line. Grant now with 15 here in the ball game. That was the second foul, incidentally, on Sean Kemp, not the first. Chicago at the line now has hit 7 out of 10. Grant, a 70%er up there a year ago, nails this one. Grant now with 16, leading the Chicago Bulls in scoring. 54-49. The Sonics lead of 7, trimmed to 5. A minute 59 to go. Second quarter, 3. Double teamed out there. Knocks Pippen out of bounds. Throws it cross court to McDaniel. Back the other way. It goes to Ellis out of the wing. He nails it. Dale now with 9. Great ball movement by the Sonics, anticipating that trap at midcourt. 56-49. Sonics lead by 7. Pippen with it. Baseline right. Tries to slash inside on Ellis. Got a legal defense call on the Sonics. That's the first warning.
Michael Cage, first violation.
Against Michael Cage on that one, and Bernie's saying, hey, they were switching on there. How can you call it illegal defense? They switched men.
1:41 left in the second quarter. The Sonics lead is 7. Jordan with the ball playing peekaboo on the Grant screen. Heads over to the far side, double team. Kemp comes in and rejects Jordan's shot. Goaltending is the call. Jordan now with 6. 56-51. Jordan 2 for 4 from the field. He's only attempted 4 shots in the first half. 8 of 22 last night against New Jersey on the road loss. 1:27 to go second quarter. Sonics lead is 5.
Well, that's a bonus if Michael only takes 4 shots.
3 for the ball outside. Left in the key over. It goes to X. Lance inside. Stopped by Pippen. Spins away. What a pass to Kemp. Goes airborne. Pinned by King. Came down. Went back up and jammed it home. Kemp with 6. That showed great strength, Rick.
And also great poise.
58-51. Paxson a 3 to get him back in a hurry. He nailed it. Paxson with 11. The lead trimmed to 4. 58-54. A minute left here in the second quarter. The Bulls have made that 3-pointer their ally. Pippen hit a couple of them in the first quarter. And here comes Ellis down the far wing. Checked by Jordan. Turns the ball over for only the Sonics' 8th turnover here in the first half. 58-54. 53 seconds remaining in the first half. Jordan with a basketball. Pulls up. Gets Ellis in the air. Feeds off to Paxson. Near side. Covered by Freak. Paxson pumps it out high to Grant. Kemp read it. Tapped it away, but Grant spins away with possession. Hands off to Pippen. Slashes inside. Dumps a prayer up there, but it was not answered. Was fouled.
Well, that was the smart play on the part of Scottie Pippen, because you heard the whistle. And when you hear the whistle, you still have the ball in your hands. You find some way to get it up to the basket. We'll have a chance to see Scottie just make the move as X-Men got caught coming out. The help comes over. There he sees he barely gets the ball up before he hit the ground, but he was fouled. And a smart play again on the part of Scottie Pippen. But the X-Men, when you go out to get on the guy, if you come running forward with a lot of speed and you don't take short little steps, it's impossible to stop in time, and a man can blow by you almost every time.
Scottie Pippen's free throws up and on the mark. 13 for Pippen. He played in the NAIA, Central Arkansas in '87. He was an All-American in that conference. Second free throw is off the mark. Kemp clears the rebound. He's had a bundle here tonight. Back comes 3 to cross midcourt. 58-55. Sonics by 3, and the Sonics will call a 20-second timeout. Will they bring Sellers back in? Brad looked so good there in that first quarter of play. Will they bring him back? They won't on this stop. Sonics have Xavier McDaniel, Sedale Threed, along with Dale Ellis, Dana Barros, and Sean Kemp. Steve Javi waiting on the Chicago Bulls to make their substitution. The Sonics were out, and Bernie Bickerstaff comes over to Steve Javi and says, you got to give us the ball. 32 seconds remaining in the first half. Sonics' largest lead has been 9. The Bulls' largest lead has been 8. Sonics right now lead by 3. McDaniel will get it inbounds. Does to Barros, near side, covered by B.J. Armstrong. Barros hands off to 3. Sedale slowly rolls outside with the dribble, covered by Paxson. 8 on the shot clock, over to Barros. Pump makes Armstrong, dumps it low to X. Double team. Back to Dana, over to Sedale. 18-footer, rolls around, kicks off, rebound Ellis, goes up, over Jordan, rolls it in. Dale had 11, and he did a beautiful job to body Jordan away from that rebound.
Well, unfortunately, though, they didn't get a good quick shot in the inbounds, and they won't get to 2-1. Now they just have to play some good defense, no foul.
60-55, 9 seconds remaining as Jordan comes across midcourt. 7 seconds. Jordan covered closely by Ellis. 5 seconds. 4. Jordan heads inside. Out to Pippen. Open for the 3 with 1 at the buzzer. His shot rolls off. Followed by Grant. No foul called. We have a ball game on our hands, and at halftime, the Sonics lead it 60-55. We'll be back with halftime in a moment from Chicago here on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Michael Jordan was 2 of 4, had a couple of free throws, had 6 points in the first half. We begin third quarter play with the Sonics leading the Bulls 60-55. Outside, Chicago will work it. Scott Pippen dropping low on the blocks, fronted by Cage. They're looking for Scotty down low. Grant with the ball out high. Over to Jordan. Long cast. It's good. Michael Jordan. They wanted to get him involved early, and they did. He pulls the Bulls back here within 3. McMillan, nice backdoor lob inside of McKee, but too far, too high, too tall. McKee's hand outstretched, just got a piece of the leather before it trembled out of bounds. It'll be Chicago ball. Jordan with it, forecourt right, double teamed. Out it comes to Grant. Near side to Pippen. They move it around to Paxson in the near wing. Jordan breaking open head of the key, back at midcourt now. They swing it high to Grant, lobs it inside. Cartwright goes up, catches it, and lays it in. Cartwright with 6. 60-59, and the Bulls have scored a couple of unanswered hoops with a minute gone here in the third period. Ellis fires a 3 for the Sonics, that rims off short. Pippen skies in for the rebound. Scottie Pippen across midcourt. Here he comes. Don't turn your backs on Pippen. He'll run right up the middle. Pippen gives off to Paxson at the far side. Picked up by McMillan. Down low it comes to Pippen. Glancing over the right shoulder. Guns it out to Jordan. Long jump shot. A three-pointer for Michael Jordan. Jordan now with 11 in the ball game. And quickly Bernie calls the timeout as the Sonics have been outscored 7-0 in the first 1 minute 15 seconds as the Bulls roar to a 62-60 lead. The Chicago Bulls have outscored the Sonics 7-0 in the first minute 15 of the third quarter. Jordan a jumper, Cartwright a catch and a lay-in, and Jordan with a three-pointer. And the Bulls have wiped out a 5-point halftime Sonic lead and have taken the lead 62-60. 10.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Here's McKee facing up on Grant. McKee bluffs right, takes it left, backs in. Outside to Dale, open jump shot on the wing with the oncoming Jordan. Missed it, rebound Cartwright. Outlets midcourt to Paxson. Paxson in a running move, gets to Jordan, spins to the end line, pulls up. Missed the jumper, would not have counted had it gone. He was fouled before the shot by Dale Ellis. That is the second on Dale.
Well, one thing you know for sure, that Michael was going to come out shooting the basketball a lot more than they did in the first half. But if you can get him taking the kind of shots that he's taking from way outside, I think that still also plays to your advantage. That's the best place to have him. 62-60 to score. Grant open as the Sonics drop back to double team on Jordan, and Grant missed the open jump shot. X-Man skies into the rebound. Here come the Sonics. McMillan spins away from Paxson, but Paxson catches him, turns him away. Free throw line left. McMillan over to McDaniel, down low to a leaping McKee. Backs Grant in, turns, hands off to a cutter. It was Cage, tapped away by Cartwright, but Cage comes in there to strip it away, dribbles off to the corner. Circles outside to Ellis with 4 on the shot clock. Dale bluffs Jordan over him, missed the shot. Rebound comes to Pippen. Scott Pippen up the center of the floor with McKee on it. Good matchup between those two. Here they come right at us. McKee taps it away from Pippen, but Pippen controls it the near flank. Guns it cross court to Paxson. Down low to Jordan. Spins by Ellis. Caught inside by X and fouled by X. Jordan couldn't roll it in, but he will go to the line for 2. You see Dale try to get around Michael, but was totally out of position, and X comes over to make the play against Michael, and they were lucky that Michael didn't get that one to drop. I've seen him make more difficult acrobatic shots than that one. Michael Jordan now with 12 points here in the game. He's already hit a 54-point effort this season, giving him 18 for his career, which is second on the list to Will Chamberlain, who has something in the neighborhood of about 118 or 19 50-plus nights. That's incredible. Bulls lead at 64-60. 9:21 to go, third quarter. Down low, it's McKee to the cutter. McMillan lays it up and in. Boy, it looked like that got out of his hand and out of control. He just did manage to push it off the glass and in. Sonics trail by 2 with 9:10 to go, third quarter. Jordan has now scored 7 of the Bulls' points here. 9:05 to go, third period. Jordan with it outside, covered by Ellis. Bluffing from three-point range, double team. Cross court, it goes to Pippen, far flank, out to Paxson, launches a 3. This one bangs off, rebound inside Cage with a controlled tap. Outlet pass to McMillan. The Bulls fill the lane. McMillan hits the trailer. Ellis plants a long three-pointer in there. Dale nails the three-pointer.
Dale now with 14 here in the ball game. And that snaps an 0 for 3 string that he had going here in this third quarter. Sonics lead by 1. McMillan lunges for a cross-court. Jordan pass to Paxson. Paxson back to Jordan. Long 3 off the mark. Rebound tap free off McMillan's arm, or off McDaniel's arm, into the hands of McMillan. To the Raytheon Ellis. Down the other way he comes. Missed his lay-in attempt. Missed the tap. Ball tap free. Here come the Bulls. Jordan with it down the far flank. Quick move left. Takes it right. Inside. Hands to Pippen, the trailer. Coming over the back. McKee to foul him. It's Pippen now will head to the line for 2.
Well, down the other end of the court, I thought that it looked like Dale had somebody come right over his back when he got that first offensive rebound off of the miss. I would like to have seen Dale after he knocked that first three-pointer in to stop and take that three-pointer the last time down. But now we see Michael. A little hesitation. Right there could have been a foul on the push-off. And the good dish by Michael, and over the back is Derek McKee. Even if he didn't push or do anything, when you make a play like that over the back, invariably they'll call the foul on you.
Scottie Pippen up there at the strike. Pumps in the first free throw. Pippen now with 14. Bulls as a team in the first half from the free throw line were 12 of 14 and outscored the Sonics 12-8 from the stripe, and the Sonics went 8 of 15. Pippen misses the second free throw, and the Sonics again fill the lane, screen the Bulls, and come away with the rebound. McMillan pirouetting across midcourt with Paxson on the guard. 65 all the score. 8 minutes remaining in the third quarter. McMillan with the near side, hesitates, now bounces low with an entry pass to Cage, swings it left, takes it right, right, he takes to the inline, gives to the cutter, Ellis races to the glass and lays it in.
Nice move by Dale Ellis as Michael got caught peeking, and Dale made the good cut and a nice pass off.
Ellis was 16, Jordan comes the other way, ball tapped out of his hands by Ellis, picked up at McMillan, and then stripped out of his hands by Jordan, and Michael picks up the foul. Oh my, that's the third on Jordan, here on his home turf in Chicago.
But boy, really alert defense and help on the part of Nate McMillan. There's Michael, lost the ball quickly. Nate's over there. He's got it. Michael reached in right in front of us. That was a good call.
67 to 65. Sonics lead by 2. 7.5 minutes remaining. Third period. McKee with it out on the open flank. Bluffing on Grant. Backs him down. Spins away. Takes it outside. That took about 5 seconds off the shot clock. McMillan with it over to McDaniel. Fakes left. Moves right. X glides inside. Pumps up the running right-hander. Won't go. Pippen snaps the rebound away. Out ahead to Paxson. Runs forecourt left. Picked up by Cage. Green shirts fill the lane. 67-65, Sonics by 2. Paxson outside, covered by McKee on a switch. McKee reaches in, pushes, draws the foul before the shot. That's the fourth on Derek McKee. Let's see if Bernie goes to the bench. He will. Here comes Brad Sellers. Brad played extremely well in the first half. Logged 10 minutes, was 3 of 6 from the field, 2 of 3 from the line. Had 3 boards and 8 points, and he's a potential shot blocker. Sonics by 2, 67-65. 7:10 to go, third period. Paxson heads over to the far flank. Pumps it over to Jordan, covered by Ellis. Ellis up on his waistband. Jordan bluffing, jab stepping, and drawing an illegal defensive call on the Sonics. That'll send Chicago to the line with a shot and possession.
Well, that was on Nate McMillan because Nate didn't go over to double right away and kind of got caught hanging in no man's land.
Michael Jordan heading to the line.
You know, one thing you got to talk about offensively, if they're going to send McKee outside and he's got the ball and they try to post up inside Ellis against Jordan to maybe draw that other foul on him, and you saw that Grant kept dropping back in the middle, Derek's going to have to take that little jump shot there and knock 1 or 2 of them in to force Grant to come out to guard him, which will make the entry pass a lot easier.
Jordan hits the free throw. 14 now for Michael, who quickly is up there in double figures with 8 here in the third quarter. Pippen with the ball near flank. Outside it comes to Jordan. Long shot, a 2-pointer. It's a flat shot. X-Man rolls inside, grabs the rebound. Look at Grant and McMillan down here. Well, Grant just trying to keep McMillan up from falling over backwards. Back come the Sonics the other way. Paxson hassles his Sellers into tapping it away, and here comes Pippen the other way, galloping into the lane and finger rolling one up and in. Pippen now with 16. 68-67. The Bulls lead by 1. Sellers with the ball, far side, with 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Ellis a 3 over Jordan. He got it. Dale nails the home run. 19 for Ellis, who has hit now 3 of 7 attempted here in the period, 2 of them 3-pointers. 70-68 to score. Bulls lead. Jordan flares out of the wing, nails the 20-footer near flank. Jordan now with 16. We're tied at 70 all. Ellis down the far side as the Bulls defense got caught napping and sauntering back.
That's Michael.
And Jordan reaches in. That's number 4, huh, Rick?
And a good challenge. You know, that's a nice, smart move on the part of Dale. Go strong to the basket. Make Jordan play some defense. There you see him going in very strong. Michael, as you see, flew right by him, reached back, and if anything, he just might have touched him on the shoulder. That was not. Here's another close-up, but let's see Michael as he goes after Dale. reaches back, caught his arm, and made him lose the ball. It was a good call. Incidental contact, you think, but no. It was enough to make Dale lose control of the ball as he got his left arm and knocked it off of control of the basketball.
Dale Ellis, 3 of 4 from the line, steps up there and nails the first one. 20 now for Dale Ellis.
And you know what happened is, of course, the Sonics weathered a very tough storm to start out that third quarter, and here they have the lead back, and Michael's gone to the bench. If they could do what they did in the first half by playing well when Michael's on the bench, they could come away with a victory.
Yeah. Ellis now with 21 points as he hits the second free throw, and here are the Bulls now. Forecourt left, Paxson looking low for Cartwright. He's doing an excellent job of fronting him. Grant is the cutter inside, gets the ball, muscles one up, but is fouled. He'll head up there for 2 on the second foul of Michael Cage, and that puts the Sonics now over the limit at the 5:56 mark here in the third quarter.
Well, there's a good penetration by Grant, and reaching in, as you saw on the right part of the screen, was Michael Cage, who picked up the foul. But
you're watching the broadcast on Prime Sports Northwest and listening on flagship station KJR Radio on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. And to the line is Horace Grant.
As he knocks that first one in, of course, penetration just causes so many problems for defense. You hear us talk about that a great deal of the time, and that's why coaches are all fighting and screaming at their players to try and cut off anybody's lane to the basket, not let them get into the paint area where so many problems can result.
Grant's second toss is up and rolls off. An X-man in there for the rebound. The Bulls are 17 of 21 from the line. The Sonics are 10 of 17. 72-71. Sonics by 1, 5:48 to go third quarter. Sonics had a 5-point halftime lead, but were outscored 7-0 to begin the period. Here's Sellers with a long jump shot off the mark, and Cartwright helped him out. Oh, that went off Cartwright's hands, and Dick Bavetta, he's going to give it to the Bulls. Come on, Dick. Yeah, he changes his mind.
Well, he knew who did it. He just forgot which way they were going, I think. He realized it and corrected it himself.
5:39 to go, third quarter. Sonics with the lead and the leather. Sellers on top to Ellis beyond the 3-point mark. We've hit 2 for 2 here in the third period. McDaniel covered by Pippen now. X steps right, spins into the lane, underhand dipper. Cartwright got a piece of it. Cage keeps it alive, taps it up and in. Michael with a big play. He's got 10 in the game. 74-71, 5:20 to go, third period. Paxson with it. Cross court to Hodges, left-hand side of the key. Hodges with the ball high over the head. Looking on high post to go to Cartwright, does. Bill backs in, try to pass over, double down. McMillan deflects the pass into the hands of Cage. Out ahead to Ellis, threw it over his head and out of bounds.
Unfortunately, Michael was looking to the left where there were some defenders, and McMillan was over here on the right side wide open. Had he seen him, they would have had a wonderful break opportunity.
Bill Jackson wants a timeout, and the Bulls will go to the bench, trailing the Sonics 74-6. The Sonics lead by 3, 74-71. Let's pause on radio for station identification here on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. With 5:04 to go in the third quarter, the Sonics have out-rebounded Chicago 34-20. Sonics 5 of 12, 42%. Chicago 5 of 9, 55%. 74-71, 5:03 to go, third quarter. Sonics with that whopping rebounding edge of 14 over the Chicago Bulls. Paxson with the ball outside, gives to Grant, onto the cutter, Pippen inside, he comes with an acrobatic move, sweeping in with the left hand off glass for 18 points here in the game.
And a great set play called by Phil Jackson during that timeout.
A 1-point Sonic lead. McMillan backing down Paxson, right-hand side of the key. McMillan looking left, spinning right over to Ellis, open on the baseline, fires up the jump shot, good. Dale now with 23 in the game. 12 here in the quarter. 76-73. Sonic lead is 3. Mid-post, left-hand side of the key is Grant, covered by Sellers, dumps it out on top to Pippen. Near wing to Paxson, looking low on the low blocks, gives it to Cartwright on the inline. He'll challenge Cage with a jump hook of 5. Missed the shot, but was fouled by Michael, and Michael now with 3 fouls.
Well, Michael was in the position that he was in when Bill was going for that shot. Really should not have made any type of move at all, other than just stand there with his hands up and see whether or not Bill made it. His defensive responsibilities are basically over then, because he certainly wasn't going to block Cartwright's jump hook shot.
Cartwright steps up there, measures this one, tosses it up, and it rims off. Cartwright has what I would call a very ugly shot. I mean, he puts that ball way up there above his head, fully extended, and then kind of wiggles the body a little bit, but he's effective.
Yeah, he is, and it's like you can perfect anything if you work at it long enough, but it's very difficult to be totally loose with your arms extended like that. But again, I've seen some strange. I remember Dick Barnett from the old Knick team with that crazy jumper. He was pretty effective too. He wouldn't teach somebody to shoot that way.
Cartwright hits the second free throw. The Sonics send McMillan to the bench. In comes Threet. Sonics with it. 15 on the shot clock. 76-74. Sonics by 2. Cage with it. Left of the lane. Runs inside. Count the basket. Leaning back with the left-hander of about 12. And Cartwright fouled him.
And that's what I like to see our big guys doing if they get the ball forced out a little bit on the floor. Turn it face up to Bill. It's much more difficult. He doesn't have the greatest lateral movement. And our guys are a lot quicker than he is.
Cartwright with his 4th foul. The Sonics now have 3 folks in double-figure scoring. McDaniel, Cage with 12, Ellis with 23. The key with 4 points has been rather quiet, but keep in mind defensively, he has been very active for the Sonics. King comes into the lineup. Cartwright comes out. King is a huge lad, 6'11", 232 from Oklahoma. Michael Cage with 9 boards here tonight, and his 13 points make it as he hits the free throw. 79-74. Sonics lead is 5. They led by as many as 9 back in the second quarter. They trailed by as many as 8 in the first quarter. 3:54 to go, third period. Jordan on the bench with 4 fouls. Hodges outside. Long jumper, good. Craig Hodges from the near side picks up his first 2. Back come the Sonics. 3 to head to Sellers quickly down the far side. Sellers pulls up, puts the ball high over the head, and dumps it on top to McDaniel. A quick chest pass to Threet near side. Loops it low to Cage. Turns, faces King. Fader from the base, won't go. King with a rebound. Out come the Bulls, trailing by 3. Scottie Pippen in the open floor. Head and shoulder move, backs up under the guard of X. Good play as the Sonics filled the lane. Pippen didn't get in there. Pippen right of the key. Grant sets up, high post, hands off to Paxson. Plays peekaboo with Ellis on a switch. It's Sellers on Paxson now. As down low, Grant and Ellis really go at it. Paxson pulls up, long jump shot off balance. He nailed it. Paxson now with 13. Back come the Sonics. Rolling down the right side as Sellers got inside. Ball stripped out of his hands. Clean block. Hodges the other way. Leads a 3-on-3. Hodges pulls up, leans back. Banker good. Bernie wants a timeout. Hodges with 4 as the Bulls rally to take the lead. 80-79. We'll keep it right here with 2:58 remaining in the third period here in Chicago.
Well, right now, Seattle just
before the Sixers 50 in the second quarter, and the Jazz lead Houston 50-43. The Bulls have outscored the Sonics 6-0 in the last 48 seconds here of the period. Keep in mind the Sonics had a halftime 60-55 lead, but Chicago came out and scored 7 unanswered points to take the lead as Jordan hit a fielder. Cartwright added a 2-pointer, and Michael then capped it with a home run, a 3-point ball. So it's been back and forth here in the third quarter. And Rick Barry, Kevin Calabro, glad you're alongside at the stadium here in Chicago. Sold out. 80-79, Bulls lead by 1. Dana Barros now in the lineup, trying to lob it low to Sellers, fronted and tapped away by Horace Grant out of bounds. Dana Barros along with Sean Kemp, the 2 rookies on the floor, Sellers, McDaniel, and Threet, the rest of the Sonic 5. Threet will get it inbounds out here near flank to McDaniel, raises on an 18-footer that pumps off. Rebound covered by King. Back come the Bulls, leading by 1 with 2.5 minutes to go, third quarter. The rookie from Iowa, B.J. Armstrong in the lineup. Armstrong with the ball near flank. Looking low, outside he pumps it to Hodges, over it goes to Pippen. Pippen covered by X. X-Men giving him a lot of real estate because Pippen's got a thunderous first step. And he makes you pay with a long jump shot. 20 for Pippen as he nailed that one from about 15 feet out. Back come the Sonics. Trailing now by 3. They've been outscored 9-0. Barros with it on top. Barros with it, rolls over to the near side. Looking low for Kemp. Oh, he's got position on Pippen. That's a mismatch. Sellers sees him but doesn't throw it low to him. Threet does with 6 on the shot clock. Threet now will give it to Kemp on the baseline. Long jump shot off the mark. With 2 seconds remaining on the shot clock, the shot went awry, and the rebound pulled by King. 82-79, Pippen blast down forecourt. Hands off to Hodges out of the corner. 3-pointer airborne. Missed it. Grant with a rebound. Reloads outside to Armstrong. Hesitates. Hippity hops into the lane. Pump fakes up for the shot. It's good. Armstrong with 4. Let's see if they go low to Kemp this time. 84-79. The Bulls have come from 4 back to take a 5-point lead. Sellers, nice up fake. Got Pippen in the air, went by him, and pulled up and hit a 12-footer. Brad now with 10 in the game. A 10-2 run for Chicago to take a 3-point lead. 84-81. A minute 15 to go in the third period, and Steve Javi calls illegal defense off the ball on the Sonics. And the Bulls will take a free throw in possession.
That's unbelievable right there. I'd like to know where that call was from. He was right up on top of the guy. I mean, where did he go? He's supposed to be away from that. Bernie's wondering the same thing. That was not a good call.
Bernie with Steve Javi, jawing here at courtside right in front of us. We had benefit to listen into the conversation. Hodges, meantime, hits the free throw. Hodges down with 5 all here in the quarter. 85-81. Bulls by 4. Seesaw battle. 1:14 to go, third quarter. Stacey King, something inbounds, gives it high post to Grant. Grant working out there with the 7-footer Sellers on it. Tosses it inside to King. Tapped away. King controls. King baseline left. Triple team. Gives out to Pippen. Comes inside. Bang. Midair by McDaniel. Pippen goes to the floor. Next man picks up the flat foul, and Pippen will head to the line with a chance at 2. X now with 4 fouls.
And they also let Stacey King get away with traveling before he made the pass back out to Scottie Pippen. And right now, the worst thing that could be happening to the Sonics is taking place. Michael Jordan is on the bench. They took advantage of that right away by getting back and regaining the lead, and then they've hit a real lull here. It's a trail now by, well, thank goodness, only 4.
As Pippen short arms the free throw. Sonics free throw shooting has been atrocious tonight. They've hit 11 of 18, while the Bulls have hit now 19 of their 25 attempted. Second one by Pippen off the mark. Threet nearly tapped it out of bounds, but saved in bounds beautifully by a lunging Kemp. Back come the Sonics, trailing by 4. Threet with a side saddle dribble, ambles down the near wing, looking for Barros inside. Barros comes over, nice screen on Pippen, opening up X. He backs into Pippen. Up he goes, ball stripped out of his hands, but right to Threet. Up he goes with a shot, it won't go. Pippen directs the rebound his way. Wraparound dribble, gets through Sonics across midcourt, pumps it in. Hodges out of the wing. He missed the jump shot. Tapped out of bounds in the fight between King and Kemp. Off Sean's hands, out of bounds. It'll be Bull ball. Scott Pippen will trigger it in for Chicago, leading here by 4 with 32 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Inbounds pass comes to Grant. Grant hands off to B.J. Armstrong, the rookie from Iowa, 6'2" on 5'11", rookie from Boston College, Dana Barros. Armstrong to King, nice pass inside to Grant, missed the reverse. Rebound to Grant, stripped out of his hands by Threet. They're going to call a foul after the fact. Oh, what a late whistle that was. Sedale picks up the foul, and the Bulls will go to the line.
Just watch the left part of your screen. You're going to see Sedale after this missed shot as Grant gets it. Come in here and reach in and knock this ball away. Right there. That was nothing but basketball. The official was behind the man. And this is another one of those examples where officials who are screened off plays have no business blowing their whistle. If you can't see the play perfectly clear and there's any question at all, you just don't blow the whistle.
Grant hits the free throw. Grant with 18.
And also on top of it, it was late.
Grant is 9 of 9 from the line here tonight. He has 18 points to his credit, 16 in the first half, 86-81. The Bulls can get the lead to 6, and they do. Grant now with 19. A 6-point Chicago lead with Jordan sitting on the bench since the 5:30 mark with 4 fouls. Third quarter play, Sonics ball down a half dozen. Threet with it, covered by Armstrong. Kemp screens. Threet looks for Kemp to roll. Gives it cross court to X. Out of the wing. Jump shot off the mark and a foul down low as Kemp goes to the deck.
King pushing off.
This ball foul on Stacey King. That's his third.
Third foul on Stacey King.
We need the X-Man to warm up a little bit here offensively.
McKee and Ellis have been on the bench for a lengthy period here in the third period. They'll be rested, ready to go for the fourth.
Yeah, McKee, of course, with the foul difficulty, but the X has got to warm up.
And here comes McDaniel, getting up under the guard of Grant, losing it out of bounds. Now we've got a conflict in whistles. Dick Bavetta will defer to the younger official, but they will now jump it up. And the Sonics drew a break there. From our limited perspective, it looked like X had last touched it. X saying it was bumped in midair by Grant. 87-81 is the score.
There we see him again, as he just lost the ball out of bounds without any question. I think it could have been a situation where Dick Bavetta was thinking calling foul.
With 1 second remaining, they'll tap it up, and that will end the ball, the third quarter play, with McDaniel and Pippen tying up. 87-81 at the end of 3 in Chicago. We'll be back with more here in a moment on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Our score, Chicago leading the Sonics. Call now for your Sonics ticket package. Sonic representatives standing by at 206-281-5800. Along with Rick Berry, this is Kevin Calabro, and we go to the final stretch run here in the stadium in Chicago. Sonics trying to snap a 5-game losing streak on the road when playing here in Chicago against these Chicago Bulls.
Well, they missed a golden opportunity with Michael Jordan going to the bench. Looked like they were going to capitalize, got the lead, and then they just hit a dry spell offensively.
Chicago outscored the Sonics in the third period by 11. Sonics inbounds pass. Ellis a long jump shot short, but got his own rebound. 20 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Kemp outside to 3. Sedale working with it. Head of the key. Over it goes to Ellis. Out of the wing over Jordan. He nailed it. Dale Ellis, who had a long, lengthy rest on the bench in the third quarter, as did Jordan, with his 4th foul at the 5.5-minute mark. Dale now with 25. It's a 4-point Chicago lead. Charles Davis now in the lineup for the Bulls. Davis, the 8-year veteran from Vandy, flips it over to Michael Jordan. One-on-one on Ellis. Slants into the lane. Pump fakes. Dale goes for the second fake. Jordan lofts a rainbow up there. Missed it. Rebound covered by Michael Cage. Outlet pass to Sedale Threet. Ooh, wanted to pass. Put the dribble on the floor instead. Out it goes to Ellis. Full court left. Dale measures for the three. Gives to Kemp on the low blocks. Nice baseball pass outside to the awaiting McKee. Derrick flips it low to Cage. Punted by King. Here he comes with the steal. King hands off to Armstrong. He'll pull up. 18-footer. Good.
Not a good pass, obviously, by Derrick. When you see a man overplaying, you've got to dribble the ball over to give yourself a better angle.
89-83. The Bulls by 6. 10:45 to go in the fourth period of play. Threet with a pass to Kemp. Outside. Takes the jump shot. Hit nothing but glass. And it came out to Davis.
Sean rushes his shot at times. He just needs to take his time.
Jordan across midcourt. Hangs. Delivers to Grant. Slashes inside. Over to Armstrong. Sets his feet. Won't take the jumper this time. 6'10" McKee up on it. Armstrong covering McKee. That means there's a mismatch somewhere. Armstrong long jumper. Good. BJ nails another one. 8 for Armstrong. And the Bulls have a 91-83 lead. An 8-point spread, their largest lead. Here's Cage rolling into the lane. Rolls one up over King. Missed a shot but was fouled by Stacy. That'll be the fourth on Stacy King. His team foul on the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls had an 8-point lead back in the first quarter of play.
Well, here you're going to see BJ just has this man playing off him. Said, well, if you're not going to guard me, I'll just drop one in there on you. Showing pretty good poise there for a rookie himself.
Sedale Threet comes off. Dana Barros will come in. And Sean Kemp going over to the bench as McDaniel will check in. Michael Cage hits the first free throw. 14 for Michael now here in the ball game. Sonics from the line are 12 of 19. Second Cage shot good.
What I don't like about what's happening here, Kevin, is the Sonics keep digging themselves a bit of a hole and try to keep clawing back out, and then that'll backfire on you eventually.
91-85 with 9:59 remaining in the fourth period. Jordan coming off a screen, double team. He fires. He rolls one in. Jordan now with 18. 93-85. It's an 8-point spread for Chicago. 9:47 to go in the ball game. Barros with a head fake right, takes it left. Turned by B.J. Armstrong, gives him out top to Ellis. Ellis has picked up his dribble, and Jordan's all over him. Ellis skips it low to McKee, who has only 4 in the game. Comes in with a sidearm windmill left-hander. Is hammered. Ball blocked away, and a foul called.
King did a good job at moment help defensively, but it was Horace Grant who committed the foul as Derrick put a nice quick move into the middle on him. The one thing about Derrick is that Derrick has the ability to go to his left extremely well. Very versatile with the ability to use that left hand.
But McKee, who has been in foul trouble with 4 and played sparingly in the third quarter, has only attempted 4 shots at the field. He's hit 2 of those, and he just missed on a free throw.
And there's that flat shot of his again that causes him some difficulty.
Sonics have been outscored by 8 points at the line, 21-13. Derrick's second one up, it is good. McKee with 5, 93-86. It's a 7-point spread for the Bulls. 9.5 minutes to go in the game. Armstrong across midcourt, pushing up Barros. Skips it over to Michael Jordan. Cage comes out, double teams Jordan. He flips it off to the far flank to Armstrong. On top it comes to Michael Jordan. Bobs, weaves, moves inside. Nice pass inside to King off his fingertips. Broken up by McDaniel, picked up by Cage, and a foul called on a Bull.
Loose ball foul.
Davis.
That's his first.
Team's third.
Sonics will take it the other way on the third Bull turnover. The Sonics, by comparison, have no team fouls. 9:14 to go in the game. 93-86. Chicago by 7. Dana Barros with the ball between the double circles. McKee stands out there to screen on Armstrong. Barros waiting. Moves off the screen. McKee rolls. So does Barros. Off he comes to the glass. Up with the leaning left hand. It won't go. They keep it alive off the glass. King muscles inside for the rebound. Stacey King flips it out ahead to Jordan. Spins by the lunging Ellis at midcourt. Veers over to the far wing. Delivers a push pass over there to Armstrong. B.J. Armstrong with it. Outside to Davis. Over to Jordan. Open. Jab steps. Covered by McKee. Slants into the lane. Here he comes. Leaning up with the right hand that rolls off. It's tapped to the end line, and it will be Seattle ball. Last touch by Grant inside. A 7-point Chicago lead.
Well, the defense has been outstanding. They just have not executed well offensively.
Here comes McKee running to the end line, creating the contact between he and Grant. The foul will be called on Horace Grant, who simply couldn't backpedal out of the way in time. third foul on Grant, the fourth on the Chicago Bulls.
Ellen got him in the penalty of the next one with 8:28 to go. No fouls on the Sonics. That could prove to be very advantageous
if they can hit the free throws. The Sonics are 14 of 22 from the line tonight. Barros will go to the bench, and in will come Nate McMillan. Stacey King will check out, and in will come Scottie Pippen for the Chicago Bulls. McDaniel will bring it inbounds. Sonic starters back on the floor. Here's the inbounds pass to Cage. 15-footer left of the lane, rims off. Pippen with a rebound. 93-86, 8:22 to go in the game. Pippen across midcourt, brings it up the center of the floor. Pumps it over to Michael Jordan at the far flank. Jordan covered by Ellis in a holding pattern. Standing straight up. Out comes Cartwright to screen. Jordan casts it across the floor to Armstrong. Sideline left to Pippen. Right, takes it left, steps to the inline and was pushed. That foul's on X. He's in foul trouble. That's 5 on X, man.
Again, you got X going to the left, and Pippen took advantage of him as he had him leaning, and he just barely touched him. He was going up, and it was a ticky-tack foul because Pippen wasn't even in the act of shooting. He was going to pass off, was underneath the basket, and they bailed him out on that one.
93-86. It's a 7-point Bull lead. They can take their largest lead of the night with a hoop here. Just under 8 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Armstrong off the Davis screen, heads inside, Knight's in there, and McKee rejects the shot, but it comes right back out to Pippen. Pumps it inside to Jordan, leans back and nails a 12-foot drifter. Jordan now with 20. Back come the Sonics, trailing here now by 9 as Chicago has their largest lead. Sellers in the open floor, long pass to 20 feet, goes for Brad Sellers, 12 for Brad. 95-88. Armstrong back the other way with 7.5 minutes remaining. Armstrong right of the key. Pumps a pass over to Pippen. Scottie Pippen. The ball high over the head. Skips it to Jordan, looking to flash inside. Double teamed as they converge on it. Sellers got a piece of him to wrap him up. Foul will be called on the Sonics' Dale Ellis, who lunged in on him. That's the third foul on Ellis, and Jordan, an excellent free throw shooter, heads up to the stripe now with 20 points in the game.
2 shots, Michael Jordan.
Well, it doesn't look real good for the Sonics, allowing the Bulls to get a lead with Michael Jordan out of the ball game. You know that Michael is going to try and take things over here in the fourth period if he has to. And then you compound that with the inability of the Sonics to execute effectively offensively, and that's what's let them down. It's been their offense that's let them down here in the second half.
Jordan hits both free throws, 22 for Michael Jordan, 97-88. It's a 9-point Chicago lead. 7:11 to go, fourth quarter. Still time. McMillan with the ball, covered by Paxson. Down low it goes to Ellis. Posting up on the smaller Jordan, turns on it. Here's a baseline floater, air ball. Picked up by McMillan, reverses it right back to the glass and lays it in. Nate now with 8 in the game. He's played beautifully tonight. It's a 7-point Chicago lead. Just under 7 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Jordan with the ball in the open floor. Stops, pumps, long jump shot off the mark. We've got a foul off the ball. It'll be on the Bulls.
Davis set a moving screen.
Offensive foul on Charles Davis. Timeout.
Second foul on Davis, and that will give the Sonics the ball back, trailing here by 7, and a timeout call. The Chicago Bulls' largest lead has been 9 here in this quarter. Sonics shooting 38% in the period. They were 38% in the third quarter, which saw the tide turn in this contest, but Seattle was 8 of 21. Chicago was 11 of 16, 69%. Now down low, it's Ellis. Combating Pippen, taking it up rim high, and is blocked away by Pippen. Out of bounds it goes. Good defensive play by Scott Pippen inside. Sonics bench had 20 first half points. They've only had 4 here in the second half. 6:33 to go in the game. Sonics down 7. A big possession here. McMillan with the ball outside, covered by Paxson. Down low to the very quiet McKee. McKee bobbled it, picked it up. Outside it goes to McMillan. 14 on the shot clock. Mack down low to McKee. Backs, turns on Grant. He rolls up a 12-footer. It won't hang in there. It rolls off, and Cartwright clears the rebound. Bulls bring it the other way with Paxson in control, covered by McMillan. Paxson over to Pippen in the far corner. 6 minutes remaining in the game. Chicago by 7. Chicago ball, Pippen with it, pumps it out to Paxson. Oh, he pump faked McMillan. Nate went for the bait and ran right into him to pick up the foul. That's his 4th.
And again, that's a good example of why you don't want to come lunging out at a guy who is out there looking for the shot. You'll watch Nate come flying out there, and they see he just was in the air, landed right on Paxson. You got to take short little steps.
Chicago basketball inbounds. Paxson to Jordan, near side, fakes right, moves left on Sellers, double team, try to give it outside, but McMillan was there to snap it out of bounds. Good play as they double down on Jordan. 97-90, the Bulls by 7. 5:47 to go in the game. Time for the Sonics, but they simply have to hit the shots. Here's Pippen with the ball inbounds. Gets it to Grant. Outside it comes to Paxson beyond the three-point mark. He's dangerous out there. McMillan up on him. Down low they go to Cartwright, and the Sonics get a break now as a foul is called inside offensively on Bill Cartwright.
Let's see if we can watch Bill there in the middle of the screen. A little bit with the hook there. You can see him. There's a hook, and he pushes off as the man was trying to come around with the left arm, and that's where the foul was.
5th foul on Cartwright. Sonics basketball. Over it goes to Ellis from McMillan. Bobble the ball. Picked up by Paxson. Rim high to Jordan. Oh, what a sweeping jam that was. Beautiful pass from Pippen. And the Sonics gave it back to the Bulls, who converted on the turnover. 99-90 the score. The Bulls have their largest lead back at 5:23. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back in a moment here on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Jordan with his acrobatics comes to Seattle on November the 18th, and the only way to see Michael Jordan take on the Sonics is by purchasing a ticket package. Call now at 206-281-5800, and hopefully you won't be seeing those swooping slam dunks in Seattle. Hopefully we won't be seeing them any more tonight as the Sonics trail by 9 here with 5:23 to go in the game.
Well, they got 30 points here in the second half. Their offense has been non-existent. The X-Man has disappeared offensively.
X 0 for 4. All those in the third quarter. He's yet to attempt a shot in the fourth period. McKee has been quiet as well. He's yet to attempt a shot in the second half. Well, one shot. Here's a turnover. Jordan to the glass. Up in the left hand. Sonics drew a break. Jordan blew the lay-in. McMillan heads the other way. McMillan over to Ellis. Sets up for a three. Won't take it. Glides into the corner. Picked up by Grant. He hoists it back out on top to McMillan. Down low to McKee. Tapped away by Jordan. Controlled by Paxson. The Sonics offense has just been defunct here in this fourth period. 4:49 to go in the game. Bulls by 9. Pippen can get it to a double-figure deficit. Down low it goes to Jordan on the blocks. Turns inside. He automatically draws a foul on that play. He will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, they're really kind of self-destructing offensively here. I mean, Nate had the ball, and Derek McKee was wide open underneath and had the ball stripped away from him. And turnovers and turnovers and turnovers are making it almost impossible to get back. There's still plenty of time left here, but they've got to go ahead and execute offensively, something they have not done very well here in the second half at all.
Jordan is 8 of 8 for the line. He has 25 points. He was 2 of 4 from the field and 6 points in the first half. The second free throw up, he rattled it off. So his string of 8 broken. Sonics with a rebound. They trail by 10. 4.5 minutes to go in the ball game. McMillan with it. Out on top, looking for Ellis off the cage screen. He's open. He'll spring. He'll fire. He'll miss it. It rolls off the top of the glass. Came free and down into the hands of Michael Jordan. Bulls have been a little more active on the glass here in the second half. Offensive foul down low off the ball.
Horace Grant this time.
Grant picks up his 4th, and the Sonics get another break. Boy, they have got to start capitalizing here, though.
Watch Horace Grant just tried to back right in there to get the man out of the way, and Pavetta with the call.
4:16 to go, first quarter. Ellis winds up for a long three-pointer. He goes! He nestled it in there. 28 now for Dale. We're in the fourth period with the Bulls leading now by 7. 4 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. 193. 4 minutes left in the game with Jordan at the far flank. Double team. Outside to Paxson. Near side to Pippen. Jab step. Slashes into the lane. Double teamed out to Paxson. Sets for the 18-footer. Rims off. Rebound, Big Brad Sellers. Sellers along with McKee and Cage on the front line. McMillan and Ellis are the guards. 100-93 is the score. 3:40 to go in the game. McMillan down low to Ellis, breaking in all alone. The Bulls didn't switch correctly, and that allowed Ellis to sneak in for 30 points here in the game, and the Sonics have rallied from 10 back to get within 5. We'll take a break with 3.5 minutes to go in the game. Stick around on the 95 with 3.5 minutes remaining here in the game. Dale Ellis has picked up a three-pointer and a field goal to pull the Sonics within 5 after they trailed by 10 about a minute ago. Bulls basketball outside. Paxson takes it under the guard of 6'10" McKee. Jordan with it now. Picked up by Ellis. Cartwright comes out to screen. Cartwright rolls. Jordan does too with the ball. Gives to Cartwright. Slashes inside. Ball blocked away by Cage, but he met him with a body, and Cartwright will head to the line for 2. That's the 4th foul on Cage.
And that's why you don't want to let Michael Jordan penetrate into the middle, because he's so dangerous. Here he draws the defenders. Cage comes over to try and help out. That left Cartwright open. He had no choice but to come back, try to help out, but he was out of position and had to pick up the foul.
A 5-point Chicago lead with 3:14 to go in the game. Plenty of time for the Sonics.
Well, yes, there's plenty of time, Kevin. The big problem, again, is that it makes it so difficult on the road, especially to keep digging out of the hole that they dig for themselves. And I admire their courage and their heart and their perseverance, showing a lot of character, but you got to get a lead once in a while on the road going into the fourth period. And they missed the golden opportunity when Michael went to the bench in that third period and wound up falling behind.
He went out at the 5:30 mark of the third period, and the Sonics in the quarter were outscored by 12. Or actually by 11, 32-21. Cartwright missed the free throw, but a lane violation on the Sonics. Let's Mr. Bill reload. Cartwright, the 79 grad from San Francisco, braces for this one and drops it in. Cartwright with 9 in the game. 102-95. It's a 7-point Chicago lead. 3 minutes remaining in the game. Sonics need some offense right now. McKee down low, goes back door, rim high, lob pass McMillan to Derek. He jams it home. Derek with 7. You can see him setting up for that one. As their eyes met, he quickly turned to the hoop, and the ball was there, a la Nate McMillan. 102-97, and Jordan throws the ball away, looking for Grant on a pick and roll. Turnover to Chicago. Bulls now with 15 turnovers in the game. Sonics with 17 for the contest. Chicago drops back on defense, leading by 5. 2:41 to go in the game. McMillan with it, covered by Paxson. They set up, weak side off the basketball. Now McKee comes out to screen for McMillan. McMillan looking on the 2-man play, trying to lob it inside, but Pippen read it, deflected it away. Pippen with a steal. Here comes Scott Pippen.
They had him open also.
Pippen cross-court to Paxson, deep in the corner to the franchise. Jordan wearing the long trunks, number 23 with the ball. Double teamed out there. He lobs it over here to Pippen, nearly threw it out of bounds. Pippen has to scramble away from a double team pressure. Dumps it out on top to Paxson. Dumps it to Cartwright in the corner for the shot clock low. It goes to Grant, off balance shot. He nailed it. Doggone it, 21 for Grant. They played great defense, and Grant hit a circus shot. 104-97, the Bulls lead is 7. 2 minutes remaining in the game. Need a big one here. Lob pass in low to Ellis. Tapped away by Pippen and out of bounds. It will be Seattle ball. Dave McMillan inbounds to McKee, was left all alone, and Pippen is forced to come in and just hog tie him. I mean, he wrapped him up midair. Derek was unable to even get a shot airborne.
Well, you know, it's not a dirty play. It's a smart play. He knew he had a chance to go for it, so hey, I'm just going to make sure he doesn't get a 3-point play on this one.
And he won't. McKee heads to the line for a chance at 2. McKee has been silenced here tonight. He's only attempted 6 shots, and he has hit 3 of those from the field. His free throw is up. It is good. McKee now 2 for 4 from the field. Make it 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Olden Polynice will come in for the Sonics, who will pressure full court now that Olden is back in. Sellers will check out. So will Cage. McDaniel comes back in. McDaniel's been a no-show in the second half. 0 for 4 from the field. All of those taken in the third quarter.
Probably see some pressure here.
McKee gets both free throws. The Sonics do pressure the inbounds pass. They double team Pippen on the wing. Gives it back to Cartwright. Now Pippen in backcourt. Trapped out there by Polynice. It circles around him with a sprinting dribble. 104-99. The Bulls by 5. 1:43 to go in the game. Jordan with it. Right of the key. Jordan studies right. Takes it left. Out to Pippen. Open for 3. Look out. Looks good. He bangs it off. What do I know? Off the glass. He missed everything. Just caught a piece of glass. Polynice with it. Outlet pass to McMillan. Inline left to X. Backs on Jordan. Backs. Turns. Outside to McKee. Open for the jump shot. He rims it off. Rebound Grant. 104-99. 1:19 to go in the game. We needed that one. Here's Pippen now, rotating to the inline. He walked. He gave it right back to the Sonics. And Verdi will call a timeout. With 1:16 to go in the game, Sonics take possession of the ball, down 5, 104-99.
Well, they, of course, showed us the other night that they're capable of getting back into ball games with not much time left in that incredible 5th overtime. But again, trailing by 5, they're going to have to, obviously, your offense, if the 3-pointer happens to be there, fine. If not, you get it inside, you get an easy 2. You just go ahead and play good, sound, fundamental basketball. They're going to get a number of possessions back. You have to score in each one, stop the Bulls, and there's still a chance. 104-99 with 1:16 to go in the 4th quarter of play. Xavier McDaniel will bring the ball inbounds, looking for McMillan, who flashes to the ball. They toss it out midcourt instead to Polynice, who immediately gets rid of it to McKee. He hands off to McMillan. McMillan will roll over here to the sideline in front of the Chicago bench. McMillan challenged by Paxson. Nate looking low. They do a back cut. McKee not open. They go to Ellis for a 3. That will not go. Rims off. McKee was held on the rebound by Grant. Grant fouls down low Derek McKee.
Sonics will go to the line with a chance at some free throws here as the Sonics are in the penalty.
And what a break that time for the Sonics. They ran a nice play. Dale got a good look at it. Squared up the three-pointer. Just did get a little bit left. Otherwise, could have had it. And that ball would not, I don't think, have been able to be tracked down on the part of Derek McKee. So a fortuitous foul.
And McKee hits the free throw. 10 now for Derek McKee, who has hit his last 4 from the free throw strike. He tonight is 4 of 5 from the line. Here's second toss up. Bangs off. They sky for the rebound. Pippen has it tapped out of his hands. Last touch by Pippen. Seattle basketball. Sonic ball. 104 to 100. Chicago leads. 58 seconds remaining in the game. Need a big play here. McMillan will bring it in bounds. Nate looking in the paint. Nobody open. Outside it comes to X-Man. 0-4 in the second half. Inside he comes. Wrestles by Cartwright. Missed the running right-hander. The ball is tapped free inside and out of bounds, and a foul called as McDaniel tied up with Cartwright. That's Xavier McDaniel's 6th foul. He is fouled out of the game, and the Bulls in the penalty will come the other way as Pippen, an excellent free throw shooter, steps to the stripe with his ball club up by 4 and 53 seconds remaining in the game.
Well, again, it's just one of those nights for Xavier. He just disappeared in the second half after scoring 13 in the first half. He never scored a point. And I think that was a perfect example of the type of second half that Xavier was having. He got a drive to the basket, couldn't get it to drop in, and then compounded it with committing the foul on the miss.
Scott Pippen is 2 of 6 from the line tonight. I believe I said excellent free throw shooter. Oh, was I ever wrong? He's a 66%er. That was his total last year. This year he's only hitting half of his shots from the line. Let's see what he does here as Brad Sellers checks on for the Sonics, who now have Olden Polonese along with Derek McKee along the front line with Sellers. Ellison McMillan at guards. Pippen's shot is up. He got it. Pippen with 21 in the game. 105 to 100. 53 seconds remaining in the final quarter of play. Pippen with 21 tonight. Second toss up. Banged it off the back iron. Polonese the rebound. His outlet pass to McMillan off his fingertips out of bounds. Sonics had the rebound, but that pass, the outlet was just simply too high for McMillan to handle. 104, make it 105 to 100.
Again, the Sonics have just self-destructed here in the second half offensively.
50 seconds remaining in the game, and the ball in the hands of Jordan. His ball club leading by 5. I can think of very few other guys who are going to handle the ball in this kind of situation. Jordan double team. Tosses over to Paxson. Back to Jordan midcourt. McMillan shuts him off. Jordan fights by. Double team. He stops. Oh, he nearly lost the dribble. Picks it up. Launches it cross court to Paxson. Takes it inside. Pulls up. 15-footer. Good. Paxson with 14. Sonics call a timeout. Bulls lead 107-100. That could be the game. 30 seconds remaining. Seattle will have another possession.
Kevin, it's just one of those situations tonight where every time the Sonics seem to have an opportunity to do something, they weren't able to go ahead and get the play. I mean, we've seen a number of occasions where they had men open, they couldn't get the ball to them, and it's just been one of those nights. And this is just good ball movement on the part of the Bulls as Jordan drew a lot of traffic, and Paxson kind of puts the nail in the coffin. The great athletic ability of Michael Jordan, the presence of mind as he saw the man coming off to cut the lane over. He still had presence of mind to get the ball to the open Paxson.
Paxson has been outstanding tonight. 14 points for Paxson.
You know, those people who might be listening who are fans of the Chicago Bulls, I mean, we're not going to take anything away from them. They deserve to win this game the way that they're playing, but it hasn't really been that they played great defense. I mean, we've seen the Sonics, just like the last play here, Olden Polonese just made a bad pass, threw the ball out of bounds, and destroyed another opportunity that the Sonics still had to possibly pull this one out.
Paxson now up to 15 points in the ball game, and he is hit on 7 of 10, including a three-pointer. He's been a big key here for the Chicago Bulls. Rick mentioned moments ago, Jordan hit a three-pointer, and suddenly the Bulls were back in the driver's seat, overcoming the 5-point lead that the Sonics had.
Well, the Sonics had their chance tonight, Kevin, and they just didn't do it offensively. But the nice thing is that they haven't quit defensively, and that's what's going to be the consistent factor to help you win games during the course of the season. With 30.3 seconds left and trailing by 7, it's going to take a minor miracle here to be able to pull this one out.
107 to 100. 30 seconds remaining in the game. Dana Barros, a good three-point shooter, is now on the floor for the Sonics, joined by Brad Sellers, Dale Ellis, Derek McKee, and Nate McMillan. McMillan will bring the ball in bounds. Ellis leading the Sonics in scoring tonight unofficially with his 30. McDaniel and McKee have been all but shut out here in the second half. McMillan will bring the ball in bounds. Nate. Into McKee all alone inside. He'll slam it home. Nice play, and they got it with just a few seconds ticking off. 2 seconds off the clock.
Oh, they missed the opportunity with Pippen. They have to foul. Foul that.
Paxson with the ball. Paxson tripped at midcourt. Gets it ahead in front court to Grant. He's fouled. Grant fouled by Sellers and Barrows. The Bulls lead is 5 with 20 seconds remaining, and Grant, a 70% free throw shooter, heads up to the stripe. But keep in mind, Grant had hit a string of 8 in a row earlier tonight.
Well, I tell you, if somebody had been close up on Pippen, that would have been the guy to foul immediately on that inbounds pass, because Scotty is having a tough time at the line tonight. Paxson winds up getting banged when he came down and hit his elbow, I think, right there as he hit the court. His left elbow hit the floor and seemed to be in a bit of pain.
Horace Grant is 11 of 9 from the stripe tonight. Make it 12 of 13 as he drops that one home. Grant now with 22. 108-102. 20 seconds remaining, fourth quarter play. Sonics trail by 6. And Grant can hurt the Sonics here. Shot up, rolls around, and in. Grant with 23. Seattle quickly will move it up the floor. McMillan, double team. Here's over to the far side across midcourt to McKee. Need a 3 from Derrick. He sets up to Sellers, over to Dale, using too much time. 11 on the shot clock, using too much time. Dale picks up his dribble to McKee. He lost it into the hands of Pippen. Self-destruction. The Chicago Bulls will win it. 109-107. Pippen over to Grant in the corner. The ball game is over. Chicago wins it. 109-102. We'll be back to recap here from the stadium in Chicago in a moment on the Sonic Broadcasting Network.